Welcome, everybody, to your Sunday night episode of The Expendable Show. I'm your host, The Expendable. So, if you like my show, like, subscribe, and ding the bell. That's how I know whether or not you like me. There's probably a lot of people that watch my show that don't like me, actually. I just got told I'm not liked in another town in Kentucky, so yay me. But this episode is brought to you by Gatsby Trading Solutions. They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. India, China. Hopefully they don't bring the China virus back here. The next China virus. But let's get into our statistics. I had a brain cramp there for a second. I didn't know what I was talking about. Doge has not changed their they haven't changed anything on their website. Still $205 billion, which is $1,273.29. The debt ceiling seems to climb like every few days, like about $5 billion. So we're at $606 billion, which is $5,401 per taxpayer. Gas. Joe Biden's gas prices were $3.30 a gallon. Today, we are at, according to AAA, we are at $3.15 on average. Here this morning when I was out and about heading to the gym, Locust Grove, Georgia, we were at 256. 256 is what we were at today. Mortgage rates, brace yourself, a miracle happened. So 2024, the average mortgage rate was 6.7%. Right now, it's 6.375. So Jerome Powell must have had like an epiphany, and said, hey, maybe America will like me again if I lower the interest rates. Well, you're damn right we will. It's time. But he says there's still more. He says we're going a half a point here pretty soon. I think in September we're going to drop a half a point. So if that happens where we're at currently now, we're going to be under 6. So that would be fantastic for people out there trying to buy homes. We need it. I'm trying to refinance everything. Trump's approval rating, 45.9%. So he went up 0.1%. So he's getting close to that 46 again. I think the way it's happening, the way things are happening, he could end up being above 46 here pretty soon. He seems to be gaining some ground. The Dow Jones closed at $45,634.74. It's the highest I've ever seen it. The economy's doing great. Trump broke his own record. So that's a big deal. We like that. Keep going. Man, I should have just threw every penny I had when we were down to 37,000. I'd be super rich right now. Oh, listen, we're about to do something. Hey, guess who's back? Back again. Shauna's back. Tell some men. You don't have any friends, so I had to say men.
Oh, shut
up. Sean, I'm glad you're back.
Hey, good people.
Everybody missed you. Everybody's like, where's Shauna? Where's Shauna been? I'm like, look, Shauna doesn't like us anymore. She canceled us.
I've been busy, people.
Yeah, it's been a busy time. And you're just in time. You're just in time for the segment. I just did all my statistics. Cracker Barrel. Let's talk about Cracker. It's funny because Shauna, I text her and I said, hey, Shauna, I need you to be on my show. She said, what are you talking about? I said, Cracker Barrel. And what did you say, Shauna? You said, I'm about to quote you. You said, and why do you want me on there? Because you already know what time it is. Cracker Barrel. So for one, do you eat at Cracker Barrel?
I mean, I have. It's been a minute, but I have.
I just ate there on Friday.
Of course you did.
What is that supposed to mean? For one, I'm just gonna throw it out there. You can't take the cracker out of Cracker Barrel.
I don't even really know what the issue is all the way. I think I read that
People don't like
they changed the logo. I don't know. I'm confused.
So it's actually like I don't have a problem with people like reinventing their logos. People do it all the time. But they really simplified that logo. It really looks boring and stupid if you ask me. Hi Jenny Lynn, celebrities in the house. I just think they simplified it so much that it's like boring. It doesn't say like old time home cooked food anymore.
But that's okay.
Cracker Barrel was made in Tennessee. What? I'll say it for you. That makes sense.
It's not even that it makes sense that it was in Tennessee. I mean, it's just they're mad at they're mad at the sign, but I mean, it's white people food. What do you expect? Like it's Cracker Barrel. Like I don't get it. I'm confused. Don't get me wrong. Like Cracker Barrel is good. Like, you know, obviously it's not like a place of choice, obviously, but it's not bad. But I'm like, I don't understand the outrage. I'm just confused.
People just don't like change.
You know,
it didn't change the menu.
Yeah, well, I think they said they weren't selling certain things like in the store anymore, like the little gift shop. There were certain things that they were no longer going to sell, but I mean, it's okay.
Let me tell you what happens. At the end of the day, your stock point matters, and they lost over $100 million after they reinvented. So let's see what Cracker Barrel does. Let's see if they bring the cracker back. I set you up for a trap, Sean, and you didn't even fall for it. It's not even fair.
I mean, I guess the same thing could be said for Red Lobster. And nobody thought that any of the little things that they were doing was going to work, and they're making business. So I don't
listen. You cannot beat Red Lobster's biscuits.
I mean, but you can get those from Sam's and bake them at home. I'm just gonna point that out, let everybody know. Yes, it is.
No,
it's absolutely the same.
I don't cook my food with love. I just slap it together. Somebody at Red Lobster
sounds like a very Cracker Barrel recipe.
I was sitting there. I was like, man, I need to bring Shauna on the show because my shows get too serious, and so I need somebody to come on and break up my monotony and have fun.
Oh Lord!
Because together we make a family.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I just read your sign. That's it.
You said what?
I just read the sign behind you.
Oh.
You thought I came up with something real slick, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Per usual.
Right. Okay. So the verdict on Cracker Barrel is nobody cares. So I went there Friday. The food was good. I even drove all the way to like the north side of Atlanta to eat at Cracker Barrel.
Okay. You said north side of Atlanta? Okay.
Actually, it was further. It was in, where was it? It was in Bremen. I was in Bremen. So like out in the middle of nowhere.
I will say the best Cracker Barrel I've had was in Brunswick.
Yeah.
But that's like going like, you know, like deep south Georgia.
They had them chicken dumplings, didn't they?
So it was really good out there. But I don't know, like I don't really like any of the ones up here, like
the only thing
the city.
The only thing I have is the logo now looks boring. I don't care.
It reminds me of Golden Corral though, when they did the same thing.
You know what? It does.
That's what it looks like. It looks like how when they rebranded, it looked just like what Golden Corral did. So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know what? Everybody is sitting here talking about Cracker Barrel. What we need to do is rebrand Mrs. Winters and open some more stores again. Okay, that's what we need to do. Ugh.
Mrs. Winters. I've never heard of such things.
You've never had Mrs. Winters?
No.
The only one is like down there by you. It's Stockbridge.
What?
Oh, it's awesome.
Blasphemy.
It's awesome. There's steak. Listen, only place you're gonna get steak biscuits, a cinnamon roll. Oh man. You can get you some chitlins. You can get you some gizzard. Heck
Gross.
yeah. Heck yeah. Oh man. See, I gotta put you on. This is
I'm
called
still
real
waiting on-
Southern. You thinking Cracker Barrel's good? You ain't had nothing to you. I'm gonna send you what you need to get from Mrs. Winters. Just trust me. Just trust me.
I will. But you know what? Every time you tell me to eat something, usually it's good.
Gotta get you that Southern cooking.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on Gloria to make me some collard greens.
I'm sorry. Give me a second. My friends are bum rushing me right now. They're all saying, "Oh, we're gonna pull up on you right now." So,
all right. Well, I'm gonna go talk about teachers' unions while you're doing that. So this week, the super socialist communist Randy Weingarten, who hasn't figured out that nobody likes her yet, she's starting to throw a bunch of teachers' union money at these Democrat socialist candidates. So, amid a trend of declining membership since the Supreme Court struck down mandatory union dues, so the teachers do not have to join the union now. They don't have to pay the mandatory dues, is what I understand. So that's good. The teachers should have a choice, because if I was a teacher and I had to pay dues to the teachers union, I don't want my money as a conservative going to like Mondani in New York, who's like a super lunatic. I want my money to go where I want it to go. So if the teachers union were just taking the money and they were doing something across the board with it, it probably wouldn't be such a big deal. But they're always wanting to send their money to the worst people they can find. And that's where I have a problem. They've given tens of millions of dollars to left-wing causes. The national nonprofit group called Defending Education released a report. They track all that money, so it's good that somebody's tracking it.
Well, we seen when they weren't, so.
Yeah, they weren't, and then, now they are. So the National Education Association in America, the American Federation of Teachers, they contribute to left-wing and far-left groups. The nonprofit found that, so Defending Education found that the two unions spent a combined $43.5 million since 2022 to help fund and state federal political action committees and other ideologically left-wing entities, such as DC think tanks. So that's where our problems are in education. They keep funding these Looney Tunes to keep these Looney Tune policies in our system, in our school systems. Mm-hmm. So it's just not something that's working in our school systems. For one, I don't think the teachers union should be allowed to donate to political campaigns. I think that's a stupid idea. That's in my little investigation into Kentucky, Sean. I don't know if you're even hip to that, but
I don't necessarily say I have a problem with that, especially if it's, but I mean, I do and I don't in the same sentence, because I mean, like, if it's going towards somebody that you feel like it's going to be beneficial for the school systems, like, they're going to change things where education is more of a focus, then yeah, of course, obviously. But if it's just more of they're trying to rip stuff out of the schools, then no, obviously. But it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword.
My dad said it's good to see you again, Shauna.
Hi, Papa Chuck.
So with that said, it just shows that the teachers union's priorities are advancing to like far left ideologies, which isn't, like you said, if this was like the United Steelworkers or like the millwrights, they do the same thing. All these unions across America do the same thing. They donate to whatever the unions on behalf of their people donate to whatever politicians. I just don't like it with education, because I feel like education should not be partisan one way or the other. However, it is what it is. But the good thing is they can just track the money, and as these socialist policies continue to fail, we'll know who to point the finger at. So that's how I view it. So you just got to watch the super PACs, and they're keeping an eye on that kind of stuff.
I hope so.
And so I want to bring up something, and Shauna, we're going to see this in Metro Atlanta here before long, so pay attention to the news. So over the last 2 weeks, we've had 2 confirmed shootings at high school football games. Now, I remember we had a gun pulled out when I was at the Grayson Archer game it was Grayson versus Archer a couple years ago. And like everybody started running around and it was all crazy. But we've had 2 of them this year where people actually got shot. One was a football player that got shot on the field. So that's something that I'm paying attention to. And why am I paying attention to it? Well, the first one was in Mayfield, Kentucky. The other one was in North College Hill, Ohio. So for once again, it's always Ohio's fault. But what we have is it proves Trump's theory on the city problems, that we're not doing enough to keep the younger generations from doing crazy, stupid stuff. Shauna, in Atlanta, do we have this problem?
Okay, so first and foremost, let me just, me, gotta argue both sides. So, not saying it's ever right to shoot, but I'm from the hood, so it was just like certain schools we played, we weren't even allowed to So in DeKalb County, we only have 2 stadiums where it's 2-sided. The rest of them are all just 1-sided stadiums. So certain schools we played, we weren't allowed to play them at the 1-sided schools. We had to be on the 2-sided stadiums. We had to be on the 2-sided ones because it was always going to break out in a fight. Sometimes they did lead to shootouts. So I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but it's some form. It is normal, at least in my, in my not community, because I don't want to say that, but it is normal to some extent. But does it make it right? No. I think the thing is, to answer the question, no, I think that's a problem in every city that you're seeing.
What about just in crime in general?
That's what I'm saying. I think that's a thing that you're seeing in the problem is that these kids don't have anything to do. All they do are on social media all day long besides school. And I've watched 2 videos of kids literally freak out because, some schools now they're making them turn their phones in before they even go to class.
Right.
Or they have them where it's in these little bags that lock the phones so you can't get into them. And if you try to get into it, it breaks the phone. So seeing kids freak out, breaking their phones to try to get it out of the bag. So my thing is these kids don't have anything actually to do. When I was in school, I had so many things that I was constantly busy during different seasons of the year. And that's outside of sports and athletics, different things like that. I was doing a lot of community service work, different things like that. These kids don't do that. Girl Scouts used to be a big thing. Boy Scouts used to be a big thing. All those things used to be big for kids to do, so it kept them busy. And then a lot of the boys that I went to school with, even outside of the certain season of their sports, they were still playing rec ball on their off time to keep themselves busy, so they weren't just sitting around doing anything. So these kids don't have that. They don't have real programs. I'm pretty sure you probably know more about it than I do, but the Big Sister Little Brother, the Big Sister Little Sister program, and for the kids and stuff like that, what happened to those programs that kept kids busy? They don't have any of that.
You don't hear about it. They used to have commercials on TV about it all the time.
All the time. There used to be so many so many different chapters just in Atlanta alone and throughout Georgia. You don't see those anymore. They're shut down. So, it is a big thing right now, but it's also too, you have to realize a lot of economical things that have happened as well. We went through COVID. A lot of people were at home. So you couldn't have
sociopaths.
Absolutely with that. But I'm also saying on the end of 2, people were at home. They didn't have the money to spend on these programs.
Right.
And then also, too, you think about it, the kids were at home with their parents. Like, this is the first generation now. It was literally like all the COVID babies that were born, like they were so smart because they're at home with their parents all day. So it's like, what's the need in paying for a program when my kids are at home with me all day?
Yeah, it's like we went back to the Little House on the Prairie days for 4 years.
Yeah, and it's been a hard readjustment. I can say that working in customer service, like how nobody wants to work, the ideology of working is like a no-go. Nobody wants to do anything. Like, well, I'm paid to do this. Yeah, but it's in your job description. So that means you're supposed to do it. You're getting paid to do this, but you just don't want to. So It's a lot of those things. But no, the crime definitely has risen more than usual because they don't have anything to do on top of what they're being fed constantly on a daily basis.
Right.
What are they seeing on social media? Like, I can show you my notifications on Twitter alone and how 12 different notifications is about somebody dying.
Yeah, true.
This is on a daily basis.
Yeah. Somebody
being killed, somebody being shot, whether it's by police, by a bystander, you've been seeing a lot of rise in domestic abuse. A lady who was just shot and killed by her ex-husband the other day. Like, it's a lot of these things that you're seeing, and you're wondering why these kids are so violent. You got to realize the environment they're in.
Right.
On top of no social skills. Because a lot of these kids were like COVID kids. They didn't go to they were at home during high school. Those years where you're supposed to socialize and communicate.
That's why I stay single, because I'm afraid like I'm gonna get with somebody and they're gonna have like some like teenage kids and they're just gonna like assassinate me in my sleep.
Well, I tell people all the time. A lot of people always say, "I want you to be honest." No, honesty and transparency are two different things. You can point out something like, "Oh yeah, like yes, this happened," but transparency has been like, "Yeah, I messed up. I did something wrong.
What?
This is the result of that." There's a difference between transparency.
Are you talking about
but I'm saying, but you have to be transparent with yourself. And a lot of people don't do that. Parents aren't transparent with their parenting styles, and you wonder why your kids are doing what they're doing. It's because
that's why. Because it's So going from that into that. So what do you think about? So Trump's been doing the big DC crackdown, right? And he's brought the.
I haven't really been. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been taking a long social media break because it's just been too much shit. Sorry, language. And I've been busy. The kids started school, so it's a lot of moving parts that I've been going on. You said what?
I'm still your boss.
Yeah. When I see the paycheck, then we can discuss that. Anyways, my point being, I don't really know what's going on with the crackdown. I mean, I've seen things. I think I saw JD Vance made a comment and people weren't happy about it, but I don't really know.
He was just in Peachtree City last Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But so basically what's happening.
Of course he was in Peachtree City.
Right. So when you look at like Washington, D.C., I don't care what the Democrats say, Washington, D.C. is a dangerous city. If you listen to the people that are in the streets talk on social media about D.C., it is a war zone. And even the politicians like, look, you can't even don't stop too long at a light because you ain't gonna have a car, because the carjackings are real bad there. So for all these liberals to come out and they keep saying, "Oh, Trump needs to get out of DC. It's fine." No, it's not fine. Like I'm gonna
tell you like this.
We shouldn't have to deal with that kind of stuff in our nation's capital.
I lived in DC for 2 summers. Okay. two summers in the interim of me being on like summer break for college. For them to say it's no problem, first of all, they got rats the size of freaking mountain lions in DC. Let's start there. Okay. Never seen rats that big in my life. So let's start with that problem first. Right. To say there's nothing going on is that's a stretch. Like, yeah, DC's crime is kind of bad. Like, let's be honest. Their crime is kind of bad. And and then you would think it wouldn't be as crazy because of like everything that is going on in DC. But
yeah, but
it is.
DC, there's 90% of the population of Washington, DC is liberal. It's the most liberal city in America. So it makes sense to me that the crime would be that bad there. But at the same time, we have to treat it like our nation's capital. Like if you go look at like videos of Moscow has like no crime. You don't see people loitering around. You don't see homeless people. You don't see people strung out on drugs. For one, Russia has a zero tolerance policy for drugs, as Brittany Griner found out. So that's a thing that
it froze.
We should be treating our nation's capital secular from everywhere else. It should be a place where people are proud to come visit, where our American citizens can go there and feel safe and enjoy the capital, or world leaders come and go, wow, Washington, D.C. is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been at. And we don't have that pride in our city. And I think Trump's trying to bring that back. Now there's National Guard everywhere. Now he's talking about bringing it to more states, which I don't know if he legally can do that. So I'm not going to say it's a good idea yet. But he's talking about Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada.
Legally, he can't just.
Yeah,
the governor has to sign off on. Yeah.
So he's going to have to get help from the
National Guard, and I know that because my children's father was in the National Guard. So the only time that they're going to ever be deployed, the state has to agree to it. Right. They can't just deploy them there. And typically they're deployed for national emergencies.
If you look at the states, most of them
are like state emergencies.
He's pretty much chosen states that are Republican, like Republican governor states. So I think that's what he's trying to do. And he's going to go wipe out all the liberal cities in these Republican ran states and clean up the streets. You know, like
he doesn't
Miami,
need to do that in Atlanta. Everybody's going to be leaving. Everybody's going to be leaving in a little bit. There's no reason to do that in Georgia.
Go back to California and New York.
You know, did you see what happened? That the movie industry is pulling out of Atlanta. Like majority of the movie industry is pulling out.
It's called Marvel.
So people are, but it's not just Marvel, it's other people as well. They're saying that it's cheaper. See, here she go. It's cheaper to film like out of in like Europe than it is to film over here.
Yeah, I heard that Europe's a little bit cheaper. But yeah, whatever. If the film industry wants to sell out America, their actors already do it on a.
But I'm saying for Atlanta, that's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, that's a big tax revenue.
I think we have to also talk about, if we're going to talk about crime, we have to be realistic in the crime. Like there are things going on. There are a lot of thefts and scamming and all those different things, but we also have to look at the climate right now or what's all going on. Like people are homeless. This is like a lot of states are seeing like stats of its highest homeless rates than they've ever seen. And you got to think about all of this economically, what's going on in the country. And we're going to sit here and say to deploy National Guard. I don't think that is a good idea. I think that is a very bad idea.
It is. I don't like it either. The last thing I want to see is troops on the streets. But the problem we have is we have these liberal leaders that don't address the issues. Like, why does San Francisco have so many homeless people? Why does Atlanta have so many homeless people? Why can't they come up with a good idea and say, hey, we're going to buy this old building. We're going to put a couple $1 million into it, and we're going to hire security to patrol it and put the homeless people in there. And then we're going to put caseworkers in there to help the ones that are able to be reintegrated back into the workforce. There should be some kind of plan like that. And they don't. They just say, well, just shove them under the overpass over by 285 and 400, and they can have their own little homeless encampment. Hey, let's just put them under the parking garage over there by the Benz. Like, that's the last thing I want to see when I go to a football game is a homeless encampment. But there it is right there. So I'm not against the homeless people, but I'm against the way that our city governments treat them. I feel like there's a better way to do that, and we're not seeing that get done. And like I wrote about it in my first book, From the Mouth, and like it's something that I put a lot of thought into. Why do we not have a system in place? Why do we not have a system in place for our VA? Why do there's all these things we've been arguing over for decades, and no one has still come up with a good idea to fix it, which is ridiculous to me. You got all these Harvard and Yale people running around going, well, we're so smart, but they can't come up with an idea how to solve the homeless problem and how to get these guys that are.
Well, right now, like the job market is ass. Like the job market is ass. But
I was just over in Athens the other day, and I drove down. I think it was like Olympic Drive, like over on the east side of Athens. There was at least 15 places hiring over there that had signs out in the yard. Big, giant plant.
I mean, that's different though. But my thing is, it's like, yeah, you want me to, let me say it like this. The job market is ass in where our market is for our country. There are places that are hiring, absolutely, but these are the places that are paying Georgia's minimum wage, which is what, $7.25, and these are the places that are paying $10, $11, $12 an hour. Now, even at full time, after taxes are taken out, that's you've got to damn near work 80 hours a week in order to be able to pay bills. That's not okay. Or you're going to have 3-4 of those jobs in order to live okay. This is not comfortable. This is just like, oh, okay, all my bills are paid. I'm okay. Like, that's it. So we have to be realistic.
See my koozie? Florida.
I got 2 children. All right. Two 4-year-olds who are constantly growing. You want to ask me how much I spend in groceries for a month?
I already know. They like snacks.
No, it's not even snacks. Just eating. They don't even, like, even with them being in school now, like, they're getting breakfast, lunch, but they still come home. You know, they do get a snack when they do get home from school, but just dinner, things like that on the weekends, breakfast and stuff, that they're here with me or with their dad. Yeah. Groceries are expensive. And you're thinking, like, as a single person, and you're saying, like, oh, well, you can work a $12 hour a job.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't. A single income isn't going to work in the city.
It's not working anywhere. It's not just in the city. It's not working anywhere.
I only make it because I sell feet pics on OnlyFans.
Oh my God. I'm about to start selling some feet pics.
See, we get pedicures and go make some money. No, but your kids used to like hustle me up for money all the time when they come into the office. Like, Eric, give me some candy. I'm like, all right, come on.
The kids was just talking about you the other day.
They say how awesome I am.
They said they missed you.
I know. So I'm awesome. They made me feel young. They had me running around the cubicles all the time. I thought I was going to pass out a couple times.
What time is it? Okay, I still got time to go by the liquor store.
Oh, geez, I'm these. You know we're on a live podcast, right? I'm gonna put you in.
So I'm an adult. Hello, y'all. I'm 30, so I'm well over the age to go buy myself a bottle of liquor.
Yeah. You know who missed telling me happy birthday on my birthday? Shauna.
Oh. Might I just add that
I told you happy birthday on
cold.
4 different platforms.
You told me after my birthday, you didn't text me on the day of my birthday either.
Touche.
Yeah.
I think I told you the day before and the day after, but not actually on the day. I don't remember.
No, you told me after. Thank you very much.
So it's payback.
Anyways, okay. No. You don't hear I'm still battling a cold for my children.
That doesn't matter. News with Canada real quick. I'm just going to touch on this real quick, and then we're going to talk about my Kentucky investigation, which I don't think Shauna's hip to, so she's about to get educated.
Oh, God. I don't even like Kentucky.
That's all right. You're going to be happy with how I'm doing things, though. And so Canada has stopped their reciprocal tariff. So Trump's plan to stay firm on Canada and choke them out worked. Just like everything else Trump did with the tariffs. You got all these people running around going, oh, Trump did this, Trump did that. Trump won. Trump just beat Canada. They gave in and they said, well, we can't afford the tariffs. So let's work out a deal. So there we are. Trump beat Canada just like he beat every other country. Now, Kentucky. So, Shauna, since you don't know, since you don't ever look at my TikToks no more, I'm TikTok famous.
You know, I never was a TikTok person. I hate TikTok.
But so just for instance, I posted a video this morning about Georgetown, Kentucky, which is right north of Lexington. And I got an email, and I'm going to read it to you. I got it from a concerned citizen. It said, "Happy late birthday." That was nice. "Thank you so much for your help. Your video has already been talked about on our Facebook, and the mayor is trying to say it's a misunderstanding and that I'm mad because the mayor supports Randall Weddle in London." So Randall Weddle is the most corrupt mayor I've ever seen, Shauna, and he's in London, Kentucky. I have done nothing but attack this man for like the last 4 months and exposed all his dirty work, all his little secrets. They all came out. And now the community has rallied and they're standing up to him. This guy's a real tyrant. Like their cops are beating people. Like the worst things, like think Breonna Taylor, because they had the same thing happen down there where the police went to the wrong address to serve a warrant and shot and killed a guy, Doug Harless. And while he was sleeping, they kicked his door in, no knock warrant in the middle of the night. He thinks somebody's breaking into his house. So he grabs his gun and then the police blow him away. Like this is the type of stuff. And the police weren't even in their jurisdiction. So that's like a whole, Kentucky's a mess. You think Breonna Taylor's bad? The state is way worse than that. And I've been digging it up. But like the mayor refuses to acknowledge Doug Harless at all. Like he's trying to make it go away. And right now the Kentucky State Highway Patrol is investigating it, but they've been investigating it for 8 months. So they're trying to just wait it out and make the shock of it die down. And then they're going to say, oh, no harm, no foul. That's what's going to happen. And that town's going to erupt if that happens. So that's the kind of stuff I've been dealing with down there. But like I think just on my Kentucky content, I've got 2.2 million views on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's crazy because Lexington, Kentucky is quite a ways away from London. So if this mayor is already calling me out after me posting a video on him after 1 day, that means my name's getting around. Hallelujah.
Lord, bless those people.
You got to tell them who they're dealing with, Shauna. They don't know.
Truly, they don't. I mean,
they think I'm scared. Like some of these politicians think I'm scared of them or something. They ain't figured it out yet. They're going to learn. They're going to learn the hard way.
I don't have any tea to drink, so I'll just have to sip my water.
Yeah, sip on some water. It's better for you. And actually, tea's better for you. You need to drink some tea.
I've been drinking it all week.
Yeah, I work with these Chinese guys a lot, and they constantly, every time I go visit them, they are constantly ramming tea down my throat.
Tea is good for your digestive tract.
Yeah, but it tastes.
It promotes good gut health.
It's about as gross as coffee.
It promotes good gut health.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you about that. I'm just
Old man, like that's a good thing. Like you want that.
I know. I'm 44 now. I should be drinking tea and coffee.
This is why Asian people age so well.
They do. They do age really well. Like
exactly.
The one guy I know,
they don't eat heavy meats. That's first problem. That's why most Americans are overweight, because we eat too much meat.
That's preposterous. We eat too much like processed meat that is really human. It's human and horse. If you actually go get butcher shop meat from like an actual legit butcher, you're going to get good meat, good protein source. But this imitation crap they feed us at grocery stores ain't worth nothing. But anyway, back to Kentucky. So this week I covered the Jeremy Bertram event, which somebody from his ex-wife's family called a welfare check on him. Now, mind you, this guy is an Iraqi war vet. He comes out, he's got a gun in his hand when the sheriff's office gets there, and the sheriff's office blows him away. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that get shot by the cops in Kentucky, Shauna. It's insane. It's almost like they have a green light to shoot people in Kentucky.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a sundown town.
I think just about every town in Kentucky is a sundown town.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I never looked into it, so I can't say that. But then the second one I worked on was a guy named Dan Hall. So he was found. This one was kind of mysterious. So he was found in. He had a garage, and it was converted into a bedroom. Well, he was found shot a single bullet, and he was laying in his bed. And when Pike County Sheriff's Office showed up, they ruled it a suicide. But he had a sheet covering his whole body. So tell me how that's how's that a suicide? You're going to shoot yourself and then go cover your whole body with a sheet? Come on now. That's a complete cover up. I don't know. I mean, I've got a few leads on who did that, but it's still kind of up in the air. But the Jeremy Bertram situation, there's a lot more to that story too, that I found that the one cop had some issues, and he was on meth at the time of the shooting. So there's a lot involved with that whole situation. So, we're going to keep plugging away at everything in Kentucky, and hopefully we'll come up with some good answers, and hopefully we'll help relieve the people of Kentucky from their tyrannical governments and have a little tiny piece of normalcy. I think people just want some normalcy. Like, why does everything have to be a scam? Why did the government have to scam you out of your money? Why does the government have to bully you into submission? Like, those things aren't supposed to happen, but they do. And it's not just Kentucky. I don't want to make it sound like I'm picking on one state. It's not what it is. This happens everywhere. It's just, this is where I'm at right now. I get a lot of people from West Virginia, like, come up to West Virginia next. So I probably will. But that is going to be the end of our show. Shauna, thanks for coming back and visiting our guest. I know Sarge will be happy when he watches the show later. And Colin.
Hi, guys. I miss you guys so much. Sorry. I'm having a girlfriend crisis right now, okay? Anyways.
That's like every week.
Listen, my girl's, she's going, it's life, okay? Anyways, yeah.
If you want to come on my show and talk about it?
No.
I'm a good therapist.
No. Definitely don't want that. We're good.
Let's talk about your problems.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we can talk about how men suck. Of course, sure.
Men don't suck. Absolutely not. Women are just hard to please. That's the problem. The bar is exceptionally too high for what a man is willing to achieve.
See, I can't even agree with that. Can't even agree with that. I'm sorry. I was raised differently.
I'm saying, like, you're asking for Superman.
I don't see it that way.
You're asking. You guys are asking for Jesus level, and there's no way that I will ever make it to Jesus level.
Who's asking for Jesus level?
Women.
No, not all women. And see, this is what we got to make sure that we be distinctive in this verbiage, okay? Not women, because grown women aren't begging for handouts. That's not what grown women do. Grown women have their own shit together. And it's just like, if you don't have your shit together to go with my shit together, then we're not going to work. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, what about, never mind. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, there we go. Anyways.
I'm learning. Sometimes you just got to give up to win.
See, and that's a lot of men could learn from that. Got to pick the battles.
Yep.
All right. Everybody be safe per usual.
That's right. Everybody be safe. Watch out for the crazies. Know where your kids are at. Make sure they don't get a hold of any firearms, please.
I don't think that's necessarily the thing to say.
Well,
I think
it's sad that I have to say it.
I think to educate them on the importance of it is more than anything.
Well, I don't think there's no education to seeing a 12-year-old walking around Atlanta with a switch.
I mean, but for some kids, that's their reality.
Well,
unfortunately, that's why I say you got to teach them the education behind it. You got to teach them this is supposed to be a tool for self-protection, not for you to go and be ignorant and kill people.
Switching the Draco.
Man, listen. Shoot.
I was in the trenches the other day. Did you see the picture?
Oh my God, I'm not finna talk to you about being in College Park. I don't even understand why you would want to be in College Park. I'm Black, and there's just certain areas I'm not going to in Atlanta. Like, why are we doing this? South Side? Absolutely not. The only time I go to the South Side is when Chris Brown comes during the summertime, because we can go to the Lakewood Amphitheater and we can smoke outside. That's it. We're not going to the South Side. No other reason other than that. No.
See, I live on the South Side. Boom.
You don't live on the South Side. Hush.
Close enough.
No, you do not. You're
We're
in the country. You're in the country.
Kid get murdered the other day.
Hood.
Yeah, I'm close enough to the hood where I can smell it.
Oh my God, I'm not doing this.
This is almost like being at work again. But that's our show for the day. Thanks, Shauna, for coming back. Everybody be safe. Have a good time and maybe love one another. How about that?
Spread some love. It's okay. It costs nothing to be kind, people.
Unless you're a politician, I'm coming for you.
Oh, God.
I'm out. Peace.